I want to begin this video by saying I know I haven't been around for a long time on my blog, and I haven't uploaded any vlogs of my travels, and I do have 2 vlogs from Spain and a vlog from Scotland that I could put up, but I've been going through a long period since about mid-December where I've just been having a really hard time with just life. And we all go through periods like that. And one of the things that's kind of happened in the past 2 months because of that is I have been feeling majorly uninspired. I have not been inspired or driven to write my blog. I have not been inspired with the things that I'm wearing, which I usually am. I have not been inspired to, edit the footage that I have, and I haven't really been inspired to create anything new. And I'm sick of it. And I'm still not feeling super inspired, but I'm determined to turn things around. And so I just wanted to kind of begin by saying that. This particular video is exciting and something that I just wanted to quickly make for my records, and just because a lot of people have been asking me about the meaning behind this, and so I figured it'd be easier to kind of make one solid thing instead of trying to text everybody that I know the answer when they ask me. So, I got my first tattoo this past weekend, and I'm very excited about it. Basically, it's something that I've wanted to get for about 2 years now, but I had a big fear of just how painful I thought getting a tattoo was going to be, and the idea of something permanently being on my body that I could never change really kind of freaked me out, even though this is something that, I'm stuck with it now, but it's something that I don't think I'm ever going to get sick of, and is something that I want to be a reminder for forever. So, I got the word abide in script, my own handwriting, on my ankle, and I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, so that's what I got. And I just kind of wanted to share the story behind why I got that. And this is kind of like, it's a big part of my life because it's a big part of my testimony. So I guess this video is kind of half my testimony, half why I got this tattoo, and just an update. And so, yeah. I'm just going to keep it brief. My testimony I could go into a lot of depth about, and kind of drag it on, but I don't know that it necessarily needs to be that all the time. So I just kind of wanted to briefly tell the story behind why I wanted to get this. I grew up in a Christian home, and my parents were believers before I was born, and so they raised me and my brother and sister going to church, going to Sunday school, listening to Christian music on the radio, and I accepted Christ into my life at a very young age, and I got baptized quickly after that because I wanted to show everybody that I believed in the Lord and the sacrifices that He made for us, and that, we are saved by grace through Him. And so I made that decision consciously. It wasn't my parents making it for me. I made that decision at a very young age and kind of just continued to go to my Christian schools and go to church and, live my life after that. And so I continued on that path. And then in 6th grade, I had a wonderful small group leader whose name is Macon, and she was kind of the first person that really challenged me to make my faith my own and to make sure that I knew why and what I believed in. And so I was reading my Bible a lot through that time period, and then kind of that continued through 6th and 7th grade, and then in 8th grade, I didn't have a really consistent church leader, and that kind of continued all the way to sophomore year of high school. So I was still going to church. I still I've never really been shaken in my belief, and especially in 7th and 8th grade, I did some classes at school that were just talking about, how we know the Bible is true. And so I was definitely firm in what I believed at that point, but I wasn't doing anything to really continue my relationship with the Lord in the ways that I should have been. Just in the sense that I wasn't reading my Bible all that often, and it just wasn't something that was on the forefront of my mind. So fast forward to sophomore year of high school. My high school experience was not the greatest. I feel like it's kind of just the thing in movies, and when you talk to people, that high school was some of the 4 best years of their lives. But I wasn't really thrilled with my high school experience, just because I felt like I dealt with something pretty crappy every single year. So freshman year, I moved to a new school and had to deal with that transition and making new friends and losing friends just because you don't talk to people as much if you don't go to school with them, which is completely natural. And just learning how to adapt to a new school system. So that was just really hard. And then in sophomore year, I didn't have many friends. I had one really good friend at my school. And I met this classmate of mine who, I guess kind of, long story short, there was a guy in my class who was harassing me over the phone and basically just making my life very difficult. And it was a very precarious situation in which, due to the nature of what was happening and kind of just the things that he was doing and the ways in which he was doing things and communicating to me, and just the severity of the situation, quite honestly, I couldn't really talk to anybody about it. And I mean, even my brother and sister didn't really fully know what was happening. And so I just, at that time in my life, I was incredibly alone. And my parents knew what was going on, but even then, without being able to really tell any of my friends and kind of have people to lean on and kind of, I guess, just people to know what was going on and know that I wasn't really doing well at that point in time. I was feeling very alone and very abandoned. And I just remember, constantly asking God, like, I don't know why this situation's happening. I don't know why you've put this person into my life. I don't know why they're acting. And I just started to feel really alone and kind of just frustrated, feeling like, why is this happening to me? What did I do? And just feeling sorry for myself more than anything. And so I just remember in one of the most difficult times of that entire time frame where that was happening, I just kind of had reached a breaking point, and just, I was like, I need something. I was just feeling like I really needed God to talk to me and let me know what to do next, or let me know that it was going to be okay. And I had kind of felt like he was on radio silent. And so I remember opening my Bible to some random passage, and I don't even remember what the passage said. I don't remember the verse. I wish that I would have written it down. The only thing that I really remember is the word abide. And that just kind of really resonated with me. And from that moment forward, I've really tried to live my life and live out my faith, keeping that word in mind. Because to me, I feel like if we're abiding in the Lord, and if I'm remembering that He's got me, He's our creator, He loves us like crazy, if we're remembering to abide in Him and to continually trust in the promises that He gives us, and trust in Him telling us that we're not alone and that He's always got our backs, I know that if I believe that and I'm living that everything else is going to be okay, and that everything is going to fall in line and I'm going to be fine. And I know that if that's true, I don't need to be anxious, I don't need to be worried, And that's a lot of times easier said than done, because I have a really hard time not worrying about things and not getting anxious about things, because it's hard for me to know that I can't deal with everything and I can't fix everything. But I guess that's just kind of ever since that moment, and that's been about 4 years now, I have really tried to make that my personal mission with my faith and my relationship with the Lord. And it's just something that continuously comes up during times where I'm having a really hard time coping. And that, for example, is made evident by when I moved out to England, my dad came with me. And the day that he left, I was a mess. I was bawling my eyes out for hours. And I was just very nervous. I was moving across the world away from my family. I didn't know if I was going to have friends. I just did not know what to expect. And so I was just having a hard time. And I opened up my Jesus Calling devotional for that day. It was September 21st. And the main verse of that devotional for the day was centered around the word abide. So, yeah, that word just continually comes up over and over again in my mind and in my life, and it's what I want to remember, it's what I want to strive for. And so I really wanted to get a tattoo of it so that I could constantly remember that that's what I need to be doing, and that's, if I'm doing that, then everything else is going to be okay and I'm going to be all right. And I also just think that it's a cool opportunity to be able to share my testimony and share the love of God, or my, the gospel story with other people, because tattoos are something that's so self-expressive, and I always am curious to know why people got what they got on their body forever. And so I feel like by getting it, it's an opportunity for me to share my story and share the love of Jesus with somebody else, simply by telling them why I chose to get something in permanent ink on my body forever. So yeah, I'm gonna insert just like a quick little clip of me at the tattoo shop getting it. It was really quick. It took under 4 minutes and I recorded it. But I'm just gonna, zoom through that, and then I'll show you at the end what it looks like, and I'll show you right now. We're a couple days past. It's still not 100% healed, but I wanted to, make this video before it got too long. So let me show you. So it's on my inner left ankle, and I wanted to get it somewhere that was kind of inconspicuous, just because I never want to lose a job opportunity just because I have visible ink. And so I wanted to get it in a place that you could still see, but that was a little more hidden. So I got it on my ankle, and I really love it. And I just hope that maybe by making this, at least somebody is impacted by this word as well, and kind of realizes how important it is. And I hope that for me it continues to be a reminder for how much God loves us, and just knowing that if we're abiding in Him, everything else is going to be okay. And I know that that's something that I am definitely needing to remember at this time in my life. So yeah, I think I will at some point try and get the Spain and Scotland vlogs up, and I'm definitely going to try and start blogging more, because I do love that. They're passion projects for me. It's just a way for me to use creativity to kind of catalog my life and share it, and so I want to keep doing it, and I need to get re-inspired. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope that I already said what I hope this does, but I love you very much, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.